Hey there guys, what's up? Ragtter here, welcoming you to my first impressions of the Elder Scrolls Legends. I just got a beta invite for this game, and because you're allowed to make video content, I thought it would be pretty fun to sit down and share my first impressions. This is based on about 3 hours of gameplay. I completed the first act of the game, which is about 12 chapters and a duel per chapter, and the current games you're going to see in the background are games from Act 2. I did take pains to remove all of the cutscenes, so there won't be any spoilers, so you can go into this without having to worry about having the story ruined for you. Now, I love this game, and it's part of the reason why I want to make videos on it, because this game exudes such a high level of polish that, honestly, it drew me in and then kept me there to the extent where I wanted to shirk my other responsibilities just to keep playing it. It just felt good to sit down and engage with this game. And part of that is because it draws very familiar elements from games like Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone. I play a lot of card games. When I was younger, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! I play the Pokemon trading card game online now, I play Magic, I play Hearthstone, and I've played a lot of bad games. And I've learned what I like and what I don't like in a card game. And this game hits all the right beats. First of all, you got creatures, you got spells, and you got equipment. Pretty standard fantasy card game features, you know what I mean? It also borrows the creatures can attack each other and the auto-filling mana pool from Hearthstone. But it also isn't afraid to shake things up a little bit, and with such a simple little feature change, it has honestly become one of my favorite games so far. And that feature change is that little blue line right down the middle of the screen. What that is a divider. It divides the left lane from the right lane. What that means is that creatures on the left-hand side of the board can attack creatures on the right-hand side, and vice versa. This little change makes the game so much more tactically sound that it adds so much depth to every match. You have to be aware of where you're placing your creatures, where best can they fulfill their role, where will they not get picked off right away, how can they be the most effective. You have to think about these things as you work towards reducing your opponent's life points. It's honestly so engaging, and just this little change to the board makes all the difference in the world. It really does. Not only that, but the cards in this game, at least the ones that I've seen so far, have had pretty simple card effects. You go to a game like Yu-Gi-Oh! And there are paragraphs upon paragraphs on every card. In Magic the Gathering, it's a bit more simple, but you can get some pretty complicated cards. This game draws more from the Hearthstone side of things, where each card has a defined role that is pretty simple but can be used in some pretty complex ways. This makes it very easy to get into, but difficult to master. And honestly, I'm excited to see where this game goes competitively. I hope they pump out some really cool card ideas. Now, I want to talk about the story for a bit. The story has an incredibly cool mechanic that will draw you in if you're looking for a cool single-player experience. So, from time to time, you'll be presented with a choice. This choice is what you would do in the story, but you're picking a card that basically acts as a reward. So, for instance, you run into some bandits on the road, you can choose to spare the bandit, or you can choose to execute him. Sparing him gives you treasure, executing him would give you a spell that revolves around dealing damage to minions. So it's thematically sound, and it creates this very engaging way to build up your deck. Not only that, but you also unlock more cards as you play. You also get some multiplayer armaments in the fact that you get the dust equivalent in this game. Dust and Hearthstone let you craft new cards. In this game you get soul gems, and you also get coins. So there's a lot of incentive to play through the story and have a good time. The deck builder as well is pretty simple, a lot like Hearthstone's, a lot more engaging than the Magic the Gathering Steam builders, because those you have to flip through vast libraries of cards. This, they're all neatly organized, your deck sits at the right hand side of the screen, there's not a lot to go through, and like I said, the cards are all pretty simple, so you can find what you want and what you need pretty quickly. Now, another neat thing is that the characters that you meet will interact with your duel for you and can give you tips based on what their experience with your opponent might be. This just makes the game feel a bit more alive in a lot of neat ways. Now, one other thing I want to talk about is the game's art direction. This game is positively gorgeous. All of the card art that I've seen so far, and there might be cards yet that I haven't gotten to that aren't as pretty, but all of the card art is beautifully drawn, the colors are bright, each card looks distinct, the board is nice and simple and very unobtrusive, and the particle effects as well don't really get in the way, but get the point across. So this game is not only very engaging in terms of gameplay, but you also get a lot of visual pleasure out of it. There are some card games that just have weird aesthetics. There are some that just don't quite nail one of the most important features, which is having cards that are nice to look at. Cards that you want to collect because they look cool. And this game honestly nails it. Now, I haven't played a lot of the multiplayer yet. I don't know how many people are currently in this beta, so I can't attest to lag or any of those kinds of features, but based on the single player and based on some practice matches, this game is tight, it's fast, the matches last from about 5 to 8 minutes, you can get a lot done in that time, there are lots of combos that you can pull off within the decks themselves. The decks that they give you are actually pretty strong on their own, and for beginning players don't really require a lot of tinkering. This is the Dunmer themed deck, the Dark Elf deck, and I really haven't made that many changes to it. I think I only swapped out 3 cards from the version that you see right now. And the cards that I did put in were all acquired from completing story quests. So that should tell you about the cards that they give you right off the bat. I don't know how competitively viable they'll be in the end, but for now, they seem pretty alright. And because of that, this game feels very friendly to beginners, while also giving card game veterans something to really be excited about. I don't know about you guys, but I've wanted something that's kind of fresh but familiar at the same time for quite a while. Because there are a lot of players that are entrenched in the current card games, like Magic and like Hearthstone and like Pokemon, and I've kind of wanted something that puts everyone on more even ground, and this seems to be the one. And not only that, but it adds a new element of gameplay. It just seems what I wanted right now. I don't know if it'll be what you want. You might not like the idea of this game at all because of how similar it is to other games, but honestly, I'm having a blast and I'm going to continue to have a blast. So, what I want to know is, are you excited about this game? Do you think this game is going to be good? Do you think that this game is going to be worth the time to put into? And do you think that this game has a competitive future? They're very clearly trying to get into a market that is pretty saturated, but I think with what they have here, they stand a great chance. I don't feel the gimmicks that I feel when I play things like the World of Warcraft trading card game, or the odd Star Wars game that you'll see on the shelves every now and then. It just feels like a fun game, one that you can sit down and play pretty casually, or one that you can invest a lot of hardcore time into. I know I personally will be doing my best to master every aspect of this game. Now, I am planning on playing through the story mode. That will have spoilers in it, but I think that videos like this where I just show off matches are also going to be pretty fun, so let me know if these are something you're interested in as well. And with that, I think I'm going to get going. I hope you guys enjoyed this little look at the gameplay, and let me know if you definitely want to see more. Until next time guys, be sure to take care and have a good one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye! I'll be sure to scold that librarian when Is that librarian going to turn up dead? Like, no joke. Am I going to go into the library and the librarian's just going to be killed? I'm genuinely concerned. Ragtter!